Alright, so this is a catch up on sessions 8 through 12 because the audio on these sessions did not record. I'm doing this just so that we actually have kind of a written down kind of review of what actually happened between these sessions. I'm doing this on August 6th, 2021, and we're on session technically 44, so I should have done this a long time ago, but here it goes. Following session 7, the hunt ends, and the friends of the group all decide to partner with the skin changers, all hunting the drake, and kill off the rest of the other teams, except for one elf who actually runs off into the distance. After that, the team, along with the skin changers, head off to a town to the northeast. Once arriving there, they are greeted by the younger brother of Seto Kaiba, who lives there. Um, while in town, they do some purchasing, they do a little bit of shopping, and after meeting with the younger Seto Kaiba, who possibly killed his older brother, spoiler, he did, they all decide to kind of come together. They meet with the larger amount of mantis skin changers, so the people who can turn into the mantises, and they find out that there's a temple of Feronia actually in the town. The group delves inside with Vetner and Remy staying outside because they didn't make it to that session, so they did skip that session. So the rest of the group actually goes inside. Once they enter into there, they power their way through the temple, making their way in, and each room is one of the four seasons, and each contains a different werewolf-type creature: the werebear, the weremantis, the weretiger, and the werewolf. The group of the people who went through there killed all of them, and upon entering the center chamber, they fight this guardian, and once they killed him, they found in the center of the room was an artifact which, when they touched it, the first one to touch it was Sagron, and imposing inside of him was a black sludge, and he heard the name Rovagug, a dark god, from the beginning of time. From then, he's had many dreams and whispers from Rovagug. After that, the group leaves. They meet back up with the Mantis kin, and once there, they decide to assist them in having a festival. They take part in kind of what is more or less like a Bonnaroo type celebration. Everybody's in a field naked, just running around. And then they go and witness some of their rituals and the blood sacrifices that they make to Feronia, in drinking dire beast's blood, and they witness the friends that they had made during the hunt with the drake partaking in this. After that, they part ways, and the group makes their way to the Hoshin and Dwarf borderline, where they had plans for something. They're not really sure what, though. After this, it's the next day. They decide to go finally and get their reward, which they chose money from Seto Kaiba to claim. And they walk in to claim their reward at a party. And when they do, they start poking around some of the kind of warehouse back areas, and they start finding dead bodies kind of laying around and odd things. People seem kind of off. And after a little while, Seto Kaiba presents a reward, and it turns out it's just a trap to kind of set off his conquering, as he's trying to prove that he's better than his brother who he killed. Seto Kaiba then raises the drake that the team killed, along with some undead bears and some undead yetis. A few of the people in the room were also cloaked in some mystical guise to make their undead bodies and actions look human, and they all were attacked. Overwhelmed, they also had Remy's sister Emin here, along with one of the major leaders of the Erudite Embers, helping them fight Seto Kaiba. Although in some of the first moments of the interaction, the leader was killed, and most of the party was horribly injured in the first few seconds of the fight. leading to have them all have to flee and run for their lives. So they grabbed as much money as they could and got out of there. After that, they started traveling to the east, and along the way there, they were attacked by gnolls and barely made it to the sanctuary where they were at. Once there, they found out that they could make a little money by taking care of the gnolls in the new town that they arrived at to the east. And that is where we end off. That is kind of a rushed review of what happened, but that is pretty much those sessions. All right, that's it. Bye.